Coca-Cola. Full sugar, baby. Let's go.
Coca-Cola sponsor us.
Anybody sponsor us. Anybody. Welcome back to the Ghosty Girls. I'm Alicia.
I'm Christina. We should probably say podcast so they know exactly
Welcome
what this is.
back.
Okay, because it could be a little confusing.
Listen, motherfucker.
They might think it's a television program.
It's not. It's a radio show from the 1940s.
Yeah. Actually, that would be kind of fun. We should do an old style episode.
We should not.
Why?
I'm just kidding. That would be fun.
That would be fun.
Can we do our
it?
hair even though nobody sees us?
Yeah.
In like those little pin curls?
Victory rolls?
Sure.
Is that what they're called? Victory rolls?
That sounds like a delicious dessert. Like if you win a...
Sorry, I just kicked a bag. All right. What are we talking about today?
Okay. We are talking about so many things.
Oh.
And I'm going to warn you, as anytime I do a story, I digress into little sub-stories.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry in advance. One of my friends and regulars at the bar that I work at asked me if I had ever heard of Iceman.
Have I ever heard of Ice? Well, you could be talking about Top Gun.
Right. I was like, duh, that's my dead boyfriend. Val Kilmer.
My dead boyfriend.
Well, really, I said heavenly boyfriend. He took a sip of his gin and tonic and looked at me strange and said, no, man, I mean the killer for hire Iceman. Richard Kuklinski.
Kuklinski, yeah.
Kuklinski. That's going to be a fun one. I had indeed not heard of this guy. So what do I do?
You really have never heard of Richard Kuklinski?
No, like little bits and pieces here and there, but never like in depth.
Oh, shit. Okay. Maybe that's because I'm a Mafia girly. I love the Mafia stuff.
You're going to love
Goodfellas
this one.
is my favorite movie. Casino, all of those Mafia things. Like, I want to do a Mafia episode really badly.
Well, guess what? You can do a follow-up to this one because it's got some twists and fucking turns.
I'm going to do...
You already know.
Well, I've been thinking about doing Henry Hill.
Do it.
Who was the subject of Goodfellas.
Do it.
If you guys have seen that. But...
Well, there's your next episode.
Huh?
You were just asking what you should do for your next episode.
Oh, I was. I don't want to do 2 Mafia episodes back to back, though.
Why? People might love it.
We'll see. Why are you tapping on everything?
Mafia March. It's my ADD. And
oh my God. She just threw her pen.
And I had full sugar Coca-Cola. And you gave me chocolate.
Oh my God.
I know, watch out.
Jesus. Okay.
Anyhow,
Iceman,
so
Richard
Kuklinski, I decided to write an episode on him.
Yeah, I'm excited. I love Mafia stuff. I really do.
I think it's going to be
fascinating.
Fun. I agree.
Richard Kuklinski is fascinating in that it's very confusing because when you hear and see him talk, you can't help but kind of like him.
Listen, I was telling people at the bar as I'm writing this, right? I'm like telling them, I'm like, you know what? I don't dislike this guy at all. Like
he's very like,
he's
Mafia.
Like your badass uncle.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't, I don't know.
It's confusing. And I have a hard time with him because... Like, you're supposed to hate people that have committed murders, and you're supposed to hate serial killers. But, spoiler alert, and I'm jumping ahead, I apologize, but he never killed women or children. Those were always off limits.
Nope.
And he only killed bad people.
He killed innocent people.
I'm wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. I have it in here somewhere that I have him as like a gangster vigilante.
Kind of, yeah.
Like, in a way. Like, he still killed some innocent people.
But he has a lot of personality. Like, his personality is just like, it's hard because it's like you don't want to like him, but then it's like, he's pretty fucking entertaining.
Yeah, and he looks like...
And he's a storyteller.
He is a storyteller. And he looks just like the mob boss on The Sopranos. Tony Soprano. He looks just like Tony Soprano.
He does.
It's crazy.
And he has that, like, air about him, too. Like, that, just the way he carries himself. I would agree with that. He's huge, too.
He was 6'5", 300 pounds.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Damn. Okay, so before we get into Richard Kuklinski and who he actually was, I'm going to let him tell you himself in his own words. You ready?
I love it.
I would move heaven, hell, and anything in between to get to you. You wouldn't be safe anywhere if I was manager. And that's not bull, Dip. That's truth. I've went up against people. You could pull a gun on me, and if I'm mad at you, I'm coming for it. you'd have to shoot me to stop me. And if you don't kill me, you're stupid. So next time you see me, I will kill you.
Yeah, that pretty much sums him up, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little of, I will kill you.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see if I can find another one to throw in.
I have HBO Max on my phone, too. I could always, like...
I beat a guy to death one time. I had blood in my shoes. His blood in my shoes. It just goes on that way. Had to throw all my clothes away. Yeah, I was driving a big Lincoln Town car with butt naked. Had a sheet wrapped around me. We're having too much fun. You know that? You realize that? I'm coming across like a nice guy. Nobody's gonna believe this. Nobody. I wouldn't believe this if I was watching this. Because I'm the furthest thing from a nice guy. I am what you call a person's nightmare.
He's scary.
Well, let me tell you about him.
All right. I'm ready.
So Richard was born on April 11th,
Can we call him Dick?
1935. No.
Sorry. Sorry.
No, because honestly, he killed a lot of bad people.
So
I'm not
we can
mad
call
at
him Dick.
We can call him Dick, but I'm calling him Richard.
Okay.
He was born on April 11th, 1935 in Jersey City, New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Shocker, close to us.
Mm-hmm.
To his parents, Stanley and Anna.
Mm-hmm.
He had an older brother named Florian and a younger brother named Joseph. So Richard's life started out like most of the people we talked about. It was terrible. His father was an abusive alcoholic, and his mother was an unemotional, strict, religious, abusive asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Florian and Richard would receive beatings regularly just for existing.
Yeah.
It was so bad that one day Florian was beat so badly by his father in an alcohol-fueled rage that he died.
What?
His older brother
I didn't know that.
died because his father beat him so badly.
Hold the phone here, because I have watched documentaries about Richard Kuklinski, and I guess I need to brush up because I don't remember this.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened to his father?
He left. After that day, he just abandoned his family and rolled out.
So
He left Anna and Richard and Joseph
So
and
he
never
w-
looked back.
so they never got him for murder or anything?
I didn't dive further into that, to be honest with you, because I was
Holy
looking more
moly.
into Richard, but like, I don't think so. It never really said anything about his father being arrested or anything like that. Like, I
Oh
feel like
my
that would have been a big proportion of the
God.
story. All of my sources just said like he abandoned the family.
After beating one of his children to
To death.
literal death.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
Okay.
Richard actually stated in one of his interviews, "I hated my father. If I could have, I probably would have killed him.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably would have felt good about it too."
Mm-hmm.
So that was in the HBO one.
Yeah. Really good documentary.
Oh my God, it was so good. That's probably my favorite one.
Mm-hmm.
Not only was Richard abused at home, but he was, at this point, fairly small in stature. I can't imagine him being small in stature, but
I know.
he was frequently targeted because of his size by the neighborhood and like school bullies, you know the drill.
Yeah.
And poor Richard would get so frustrated with being abused everywhere and really not having a safe space to go that he would find smaller animals and take his rage out on them.
Mm.
I'm not going to go more into that because we all know what that means. Period. The
I
end.
hate that.
I know. At age 13 or 14, my sources vary, he eventually confronted his biggest bully, whose name was Charlie Lane, and he killed him. He used a wooden dowel and beat Charlie to death. Afterwards, he cut his fingers off and pulled his teeth out, so there was less of a chance for Charlie to be identified.
Now, let's just take a moment to go over the fact that at the age of 13 or 14,
Mhm.
Richard Kuklinski was smart enough to do that.
Yeah, that's
I
actually...
hate to say smart enough.
No.
But smart enough to do that.
Yeah, that's actually my next line.
Oh, sorry.
Is think about that. Richard was like 13 to 14 years old and knew to do that. It's insanity.
I mean, if you're going to be a career criminal, that's a pretty bang-up start.
13 or 14, let's start with it. Cut off fingertips, pull out teeth. You know, why not?
That's wild.
I know. So apparently this kid, Charlie, was sort of a gang leader for the neighborhood kids, and they called themselves the Project Boys because they lived in the projects. So Richard actually found each member of the gang, or even anybody associated with Charlie, and beat them all, some within inches of their life.
Wow.
They're actually, a few of them are very lucky that they didn't also get killed by him.
Yeah.
He is quoted... I'm sorry to laugh. He is quoted saying that this was the moment he knew it was, quote, better to give than to receive. End quote.
Damn.
Yeah. So again, 13 to 14 years old, going, yeah, I'd rather give beatings than take them.
Wow.
So Richard dropped out of school after 8th grade and began hustling people. No shocker there.
Mm-hmm.
He eventually became a pool shark. And at the pool hall, and of course on the streets, people began to fear Richard.
Can't imagine why.
No. Why not? Why? I don't know. He would snap on a dime and not look back. Richard's quick rage grabbed the attention of several people, including local bookies and a little group called the Mafia or the Mob.
Maybe you've heard of them before. I don't know.
He began doing small errands for the Mob or Mafia, whichever one you want to call it, a boss named Roy DeMeo, and Capo with the Gambino crime family.
That's a big name.
Just a little
Just
name.
the Gambinos,
Just the Gambinos.
No big deal.
Nothing crazy was happening at this point. Just small side jobs and rapport building with everyone, if you will. Richard eventually got a job, and a real job, as not saying that his job was a real job. I shouldn't say that because, I mean, he got paid, I guess. He got a corporate job.
A legitimate job. There you go.
On the paper, on the record job.
Yeah.
As a film technician, which I believe back then was a person who would rewind the film spools and maybe start the films and the movies.
Okay.
That's what I took that as. I don't know. But with this skill that he now had, he was able to pirate porn films and give them to his new friends in the different crime groups.
Oh, wow.
Yay! Richard was a very hard worker. He did everything that was asked of him, and being able to provide ass-clapping movies allowed Richard to make an even better impression with the groups. He continued little side jobs and hustles until he married his wife Barbara in the mid-1960s. The two began having children very quickly, and Richard, wanting to provide a great life for his family, asked his new friends for bigger jobs. They were like, yeah, sure, bro, come with us. They gave him a gun, put him in their car, and they took off. They eventually pulled over where there was a man walking his dog down the street. The driver said something like, yo, go off that guy. I imagine that's how he was talking.
Was this like his initiation?
Hey, go off that guy. Yeah. So Richard took the gun, walked past the man. From what I either saw this in the documentary or read it somewhere. Apparently he even nodded at him. Walked past the man, we'll say nodded, and then turned around and shot him dead. He got back in the car, they took off, and were never caught.
That's not cool.
That is how Richard... I want to say the guy was a target.
Okay.
I don't think it was a random guy. I don't know, though. I feel like they were targeting this one specific person.
Okay. I mean, not that it makes it any better, but...
No. He left the dog alone.
Well, thank God for that.
This time, I should say. That is how Richard got his newest gig as a contract killer for the Mafia. He was a nice killer, though, and I say nice in air quotes. He did have standards, and as you said before, refused to kill women or children. Richard ended up thriving in his new position. Of course he did. He actually enjoyed killing people, specifically anyone who reminded him of his father.
Yeah.
Anyone who was loud or anyone that just flat out annoyed him. Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
No.
Whew.
That's terrifying.
In the documentaries I watched, Richard talks about the many times and ways that he would off people.
Yeah, and he got annoyed at a lot of things. It did not take him very much to become annoyed.
He was a hothead.
He was. Sure. And also, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that he was very big into, like, you don't disrespect him. If he felt slighted by you...
Oh, you were dead.
Holy moly.
Bye.
He would literally...
light your ass up.
And he would fixate on it. And think about it and think of it until he was, like, so, like, revved up about it that he had to kill you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Which is... No,
I digress. Well, not really, but I'm going forward. I'm sorry.
Let's continue to move
I just get really excited talking about this stuff.
I know. I love it. So Richard showed no mercy, but I will say he did seem to make the end quick for most of those that he killed, whether he was getting paid for it or not. I don't know. I'm trying to give a little bit of nice compliments here and there. Anywho, now, I cannot talk about all of his victims, and that is for two reasons. The first reason is that it is thought that his kills were in the 100s to 200s. The second reason is because we don't know many of his victims' names. Richard killed a lot of bad people, and he also killed a pew. Pew pew. He also killed a few potentially... Oh, sorry, do that again. He also killed a few potentially innocent people, but after all of my research, and this is where I say this, I like to look at him as sort of a gangster vigilante. And again, I did enjoy watching him on the documentaries, and like, I really would have loved to have had the opportunity to just pick his brain.
He's very entertaining.
He is. Or was, I should say.
Yeah.
So we are now going to get into a few of Richard's victims. This is a fun one. That was not a good choice of words.
A fun one.
There was one Christmas Eve that Richard asked a man that owed him $1,600 to pay him back. The man said he could not pay it, and Richard knew better. He knew that the man indeed could pay it, but he left anyway, and in his mind, I feel like he was just going to give the man another chance. The more Richard thought about it, though, to your point, the more angry he became. Mind you, it's Christmas Eve. He's sitting in front of the TV. He's with his family. They go to bed. He's putting his kids' toys together. And finally, he's like, fuck it.
Let's do this.
He's dead.
Yeah.
He's going to pay me or he's dead. So Richard decided to go find that Richard decided to go find that man again and went to the bar that he frequented. The bar staff was like, bro, we just left, but he's probably still in the parking lot in his car. So Richard walked to the lot, knocked on the car, and the guy looked surprised, but welcomed him into the car. Richard asked again for the money, but the man kept giving him excuses. So Richard pulled out his pistol and shot him. Once Richard could see and hear again from the bright-ass flash and the bang of the gun, he searched the man, found a wad of cash in his pocket, and took only his $1,600 that he was owed, and then left, went home, watched the news coverage on TV while finishing putting together his kids' Christmas gifts.
I'm sorry, but the fact that he only took the exact amount that was owed and left the rest.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
He wasn't a robber. He's a murderer.
Damn.
What do you think? He's a criminal?
No, not at all. What would make me think that about him? That would just be crazy.
So this man did not discriminate against methods of murder. He would even experiment with new tools, if you will. Richard was experimenting with new tools and decided to shoot a man with a crossbow just to see if it would work or not. Spoiler alert, it worked.
Yeah, I love in that interview too when the interviewer asked, like, did it work? And he's like, yeah. It did.
And he like smirks a little bit. In the early 1980s, Richard was given a routine job and was staying at a motel in the Dirty Jurors.
Dirty Jurors.
I shouldn't say that. In New Jersey. During this stay, he ran into a man by the name of Robert Prongay. Robert was an Army-trained demolitions expert, and once the two began talking, they realized that they were there for the same target. Turns out...
How does that even happen?
I don't know. I guess,
like some wires got crossed there.
Maybe, or maybe they're just like the first person that makes this hit gets the money.
guess.
I don't know how it works.
That seems that.
You should be concerned if I do know how it works.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, they became friends, essentially, and I say friend lightly, because one of the detectives on his case actually said, if Richard called you a friend, you had a problem. Richard and Robert bonded over their love of causing chaos and murdering people. To tell you a little bit about Robert, to sidestep a little bit, he drove an ice cream truck when he wasn't on a contract. And he went by the name Mr. Softy.
Mr. Softy!
I'm telling you. I will be calling him Mr. Softy from this point on, because why not?
That's fun.
Behind his warm smile and ice cream cones, Mr. Softy would spend his free time studying different ways to kill people and learned his favorite method was poison. During their friendship, Mr. Softy taught Richard a lot about different ways to use bombs, angles, chemicals, and poison.
Poison's usually a female thing.
He specifically enjoyed cyanide. He taught Richard to strap bombs to a remote control car and even suggested the method of knocking on someone's door, and when you heard them walk up to look through the peephole, you just shot them right in the eye through the peephole.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It is said that Mr. Softy even helped get Richard his nickname of the Iceman. You see, Richard would freeze some of his victims for different lengths of time. He then would dump the bodies to be found by authorities.
Yep, and he did that to confuse the time of death, right?
Yep. The fact that they were frozen threw off the timeline and made it very, very difficult for police. Case in point, one of his victims named Louis Mazgay, who was shot in the head and then left frozen for over 2 years.
Holy shit.
I'm not sure if Mr. Softy helped specifically with storing Louis. However, having access to larger freezer space helped Richard tremendously.
Yeah.
Eventually, like all of Richard's friends, Mr. Smoothie ended up dead from a gunshot.
You said Mr. Smoothie.
Oh, Mr. Softy.
You were like, Mr. Smoothie.
Mr. Smooth. Clearly. You can go ahead and leave that in.
Smooth like smoothie.
Smooth like Mr. Smoothie. Let me start that again. Eventually, like all of Richard's friends, Mr. Softy ended up dead from a gunshot in the head. Did not intentionally mean to rhyme there. He was found hanging out of the driver's seat of his ice cream truck. It is thought that Richard was the one that took Mr. Softy's life, as he had too much information on him at that point, but this was never proven.
I mean, makes sense.
Another friend that Richard had was George Maliband, a.k.a. Georgie Boy, as he called him. George made a lot of his money by selling pornographic materials and picked up a few odd jobs with Richard's bosses here and there. Now, George and Richard actually seemed to get along pretty great. Not only did they work a few jobs together, but from the things that I read and also in the documentary, it seemed that they would hang out after work hours. One day, Richard and George were in the car together, and long story long, George said that if he had to get back at Richard for any reason, he would murder not Richard, but his family.
Oh.
Then leave Richard to sit with the grief. Yeah.
Not really sure that was a good idea for him to say that.
Stupid asshole. Not to that person.
No.
If this guy's your friend, you know he's crazy.
Yeah.
Or you don't.
No, he knew.
He knew. Richard couldn't believe what he heard. And to his defense, he let it go for a little bit. But then he asked him, hey, would you really murder my family? Like, come on, bro. Would you do that? Honestly, I feel like it was Richard, like, trying to give him a chance to answer correctly and say something like,
right. So he could get past that in his mind.
Yeah. Like, I would never actually do that, man. Come on. But the idiot George said he absolutely would if he had to.
Wow, he doubled down.
He doubled down.
That's,
The stupid asshole.
yeah, not very smart.
Richard being Richard said something to the essence of, you know, I would never let you get that close to my family. And George replied with something smart alecky, thinking they were friends. Richard pulled out his gun and shot him. I believe it was 5 times.
Damn.
Richard then took George's body, again, who was like one of his friends, tried to stuff it into a barrel, and George wouldn't quite fit. One of his legs, I guess, was sticking out. So he tried to cut it off. Couldn't get it cut off. So he eventually said, fuck it. And just threw the barrel with George and his leg sticking out into an alley for someone else to deal with. I can't. 2 other work associates he killed, a year apart, were Gary Smith and Danny Deppner. Richard put cyanide on their food one day while having lunch and basically just watched them fall the fuck over.
Wow.
Actually, one of them he strangled after giving cyanide. I don't know which one it was, but yeah, he killed them.
Damn.
There are even claims that Richard tied up one of his victims and let rats eat him to death.
I do remember that. Yeah.
There are also claims that he was the one behind the murder of Hoffa, Jimmy Hoffa.
Mm-hmm.
He apparently had Jimmy in a car in Detroit, knocked him out, stabbed him in the head, and then put his body into the trunk of a car which he drove back to Jersey, gave it to a junkyard, which crushed it, and then sold it for junk metal.
I personally don't believe he killed Jimmy Hoffa.
I don't know what to believe.
Well, he went back and forth on that.
Oh, okay.
He did. Because when he was first asked about it, he denied it. And then all of a sudden he said he did. And one thing about Richard Kuklinski is, and I said this before, he is a storyteller.
Yeah.
And with that being said, I think he enjoyed telling stories.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that everything that he said was 100% accurate. I
way.
think that, and at one point, his reputation, like, preceded him. And he was so, like, notorious, especially after he went to prison. You know, he was the Iceman.
Yeah.
You're already in prison for the rest of your life. There's no reason that you're ever going to be let out. There's no hope that you're ever going to be let out. Why not add some fucking razzle-dazzle?
Give me a razzle-dazzle.
Give it a little razzle-dazzle and say you killed Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah.
Shit. I mean, like, you have all the time in the world to sit and come up with shit. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. What do I know?
Listen.
I'm just some bitch.
Some bitch.
But I personally do not think that he killed Jimmy Hoffa.
I think he's adding some spice to that soup.
I think that was a razzle-dazzle.
Either way. But I'm still throwing it in here because I read it.
Oh, yeah. That's absolutely part of Richard Kuklinski's lore.
Yeah.
But I think that
he's got a lot of lore, man.
He's got a lot.
He was fun. He was fun to read about and listen to.
Yeah, because the shit's just so off the wall, you know?
Nuts. So another one of Richard's supposed victims is Roy DeMeo, one of his bosses. Let's get sidetracked and talk a little bit about Roy here. By the time Roy graduated high school, he was already running his own mini loan shark business and was also an apprentice butcher at the local grocery store. Seeing his talent, an associate of the Gambino crime family offered Roy a job. Roy quickly grew in the ranks of the family and formed his own crew, if you will. So Roy's crew focused on auto theft, loaning money, drug trafficking, porn hustling, and of course, making people disappear. Roy was popular in the family for the way he took care of people that, needed taking care of.
Yeah.
Roy created what he called the Gemini method. Listen to what they would do. You ready for this?
Yep.
Okay. When they got a target. Okay, well, first of all, I digress. They named it the Gemini method because the location hangout.
Was it like a Gemini club or something?
Hold on. Yeah, so they named it the Gemini method because the location of their hangout and where they would actually execute their targets was called the Gemini Lounge.
Yes, that's what it was.
That's it. Sorry, I had trouble saying that.
No, that's okay.
They actually had an apartment at the lounge where, okay, here we're getting into it. This is crazy. One of the crew members would invite the target. When the target walked in the apartment door, they were met with a different, often more experienced crew member who would shoot the victim in the head with a silencer, then immediately grab their head with a towel to catch the blood.
Wow.
Another member would then stab the target in the heart, which would stop the blood flow. The members would then carry or drag the body to the bathtub where the rest of the blood was drained. After the blood was drained, multiple members would cut up the body as small as possible and separate the pieces into boxes, bags, or whatever they could put them in, and then take them to a very specific dump in Brooklyn. This dump was very, very busy, so the pieces were almost immediately impossible to find. Guess who was part of Roy's crew?
The Iceman.
Richard! The DeMeo group continued doing what they did, and Roy continued to climb the ranks, eventually becoming an official family member. And I actually found out in doing this that when they give you the opportunity to become part of the family, they give you a button. You get like an official family member button. And that's how you know you're inducted into the family.
I immediately thought of, this is so like niche and dumb, but I immediately thought of the movie Death Becomes Her. Do you remember that movie where
Yes.
like once they take like the stuff, they get a little pin?
Yep.
So you know that they're also a walking corpse.
They got a button.
Yeah.
So
that's funny.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I know. And also something else that I learned is when becoming an actual member, not just an associate, you have to give up certain things. Like, you now have to ask permission before murdering someone, or like you can't deal drugs.
Yeah.
It's very strict.
Yeah.
So Roy accepted these terms, but absolutely did not follow them. He continued business as usual and eventually got flagged by the FBI. They began following Roy and soon found him shot several times and stuffed in the trunk of his own car. Why do I tell you all of this? Because it is suspected that Richard was the one to take out Roy. This is speculation, and there are a few others who have also been suspected. Did Richard do it? We don't know, but I'm going to say yes for shits and giggles.
I think that one he probably did. I think he has more of a tie-in to that one than Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah. I honestly think DeMeo had too much dirt on him, and DeMeo was like, the stuff that I read said he was getting like real squirrely because he knew the FBI was on him.
Yes.
And everybody was scared he was going to flip.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Another side note, you want to hear this since you're a mob girl?
Mm-hmm.
With DeMeo gone and the FBI, like, sniffing around, it actually allowed John Gotti to take over the Gambino family.
Yes, that is correct.
How cool is that?
Very cool.
Cool tie-in.
Very cool tie-in.
All I can think of is that Limp Bizkit and Wu-Tang song.
Which one?
With that alone, I get your Gotti on the phone.
Oh.
Tangled in the zone, I got the bees on the track. Where the fuck you at? Cow. Let me have your pictures from your mouth now. Shut the fuck up.
I haven't heard that song in a long time.
Oh my God.
I forgot that song existed.
Probably in my top 10 songs.
Really?
I love that song.
Interesting.
It's so stupid. I love it. I liked that type of music back in the day. Still do.
Who didn't?
Still do. Back to Richard. A little fun story was when he had a hit on a prominent figure that was hanging out in a gay club, Richard dressed the part, all 6'5" of him. He put on a, in his words, canary yellow top, bright bottoms, and platform shoes.
I love this story.
Oh my God. My man was probably like 6'6.5 feet tall. Like, think about that. He entered the club, didn't know what to do, so decided to like dance and shimmy.
Yeah.
He danced over to the target and bumped into him with a hypodermic needle. The target had a heart attack right there on the dance floor. When asked what was in the needle, Richard said, "For that guy, a heart attack." I can't. I know. I don't mean to laugh, but that's kind of a fun story. Like, it's not fun. I shouldn't say that.
My favorite part of that interview was when he was talking about dressing up, quote unquote, gay.
Yeah.
Like a gay man.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, no disrespect to gay men. Like, he was like very adamant.
Yes.
Like, he did not want to offend the gay community.
Again, I really think like he looked at this was his job.
It absolutely was his job. He took it very seriously, and I hate to say it, but he was very professional about it.
Yeah.
I mean,
and smart with it. Well, sort of smart.
Yeah. I mean, he made some mistakes, but for the most part,
yeah.
Man,
oh man. So Richard continued contract jobs for the family and others, keeping very few friends. He did eventually find another hitman named Dominic Polifrani. Dominic Polifrani. He knew Dominic for about 2 years and had not yet killed him. It's a Christmas miracle, if you will.
Yeah, that's a long time.
I know. In December of 1986, Dominic called Richard with a job and offered to get him the cyanide for it. They decided to meet at a rest stop on the New Jersey Turnpike for the pass-off. Could Richard have finally found his one and only true friend? No. Turns out Dominic was an undercover FBI agent who had gained Richard's trust. He had been recording Richard and getting enough evidence to put him behind bars for a while. When Richard showed up to the meeting spot at the turnpike, he was met with handcuffs and a free ride to jail. In 1988, Richard was convicted for only 4 murders, but was sentenced to 2 consecutive life sentences. And his family claims they had absolutely no idea about Richard's secret life as a hitman. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is crazy. I personally, I'm sure they didn't know the extent of what was going on, but they had to have known that there was something up.
You don't ask, you don't tell, I think, in that community.
Correct.
If you will.
But deep down, you gotta know something is a little different about your husband or your father or whatever. You know, there are signs. That's all I'm saying. Now, whether you pay attention or ignore them, that's the question.
That's your choice.
That's the answer to your question. And
She ignored them and was shocked, apparently.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's that. I will say, too, I keep going back to the HBO interview. It was so good. Like,
it really is.
It's so good. But in there, I think it was that he said something about, like, having friends. And he was like, well, the one friend that I didn't kill put me in jail.
Yeah, and
that sucks.
I mean, I for as professional as he was, I listened to the recorded audio. I cannot believe that he put himself in that position. Can't believe it.
He let his guard down. He was probably just getting comfortable.
I guess, but I mean, there's other mob bosses that would refuse to talk on the phone.
Yeah.
Everything was done in person. You know, you could call and arrange a meeting or you had codes, but I mean, he was literally recorded talking about killing people.
Yeah. Maybe he was just done and knew.
That's what I'm wondering, because he knew what he was doing. This was not a dumb man. He may not have been book smart, but he was certainly street smart, and he was very good at what he did. He was very professional.
He really was.
It's very unbelievable to me that this is how he went down. Why would he allow himself to be put in a position where he could be recorded?
Yeah.
It makes me wonder if he was just
I think he was probably
tired.
Or maybe he found out that there was a hit on him.
Who knows?
Or something, and he was like, I gotta get in jail. I gotta get where I'm safe, man.
I don't know. Crazy stuff.
I don't know.
And there had to be somebody who would have told him, like, don't conduct your business on the phone. Don't conduct your business anywhere that can be traced.
Yeah.
So for him to just straight up be talking about killing people on the phone is baffling to me.
Yeah.
Anywho.
No, I agree. Let me try to find a clip.
I beat a guy to death one time. I had blood in my shoes. His blood in my shoes. Just goes on that way. Had to throw all my clothes away. Yeah, I was driving a big Lincoln Town car with butt naked. Had a sheet wrapped around me. We're having too much fun. You know that? You realize that? I'm coming across like a nice guy. Nobody's gonna believe this. Nobody. I wouldn't believe this if I was watching this. Because I'm the furthest thing from a nice guy. I am what you call a person's nightmare.
I'm probably going to get some shit for this, judge me if you will, but I would literally cut off one of my limbs to have had the opportunity to speak with him and interview him.
I already said that.
I'm not kidding.
I really would have enjoyed, I think, like, he said you're making me look like a nice guy, but, like, I really do think, yeah, he's evil, sure. But, like, I feel like the way that, like you said, he tells stories, it's so engaging, and it's so, like, I think I'm just going to stick with the word engaging. That, like...
He's very smooth in the way he talks.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, like, his little smirks and, like, laughing. And
yeah.
It's hard to believe, like, in some of those moments that you're looking at someone who's killed over hundreds of people.
Well, sociopaths be like that.
I don't get it. I wish I did. All right, let me wrap.
It's just the difference between someone like him and John Wayne Gacy is so... They're millions of miles apart, because John Wayne Gacy, you listen to him, and you're just like, oh my God, shut the fuck up.
He talks like this.
You're an idiot moron. But then you hear someone like Richard Kuklinski, and you're like, almost mesmerized. And I hate to say that.
No, it's true.
But you all have to watch. It's Confessions with a Killer.
I think so. Yeah,
the Iceman Chronicles or something. There's a few
whole
of
bunch.
them. Yeah,
yeah. There's one with a psychiatrist too.
Yeah,
he gets mad.
That one's great.
He gets mad in that.
He does. Yeah, and I think he does this thing where he like clicks.
Yeah.
Yes. That's like how you can tell that he's like starting to get fired up, is like he makes this clicking type noise, and you can hear it in that clip. It's very fascinating.
I wonder that Christmas night when he was sitting there thinking about that guy.
He was probably clicking.
His wife and kids were probably there. He's going like this. His wife's probably like, okay, bedtime.
That was his thing. He's said that before. That's when you know that he's about to pop off, is when he starts doing that click. But you guys all have to watch those documentaries. They are fucking fascinating.
They really are.
It is so cool to get that perspective into that lifestyle.
It is. It is. And like, I don't think I'm doing it. I won't be able to do nearly as much justice as obviously those do. I'm just trying to give you the basic story, but like,
yeah,
gosh, I was so interested.
He's very
just
engaging.
In all of them. Like 100% watch them. If you have any interest in this story at all, watch all of them.
Even if you don't watch them, I mean, even if you don't have interest in this, watch them.
Actually,
because you will.
Yeah. And then come back and listen.
Yeah, you'll get drawn right in. You really will.
All right, I'm going to talk a little bit more about Richard, and then I'm going to wrap this shit up.
You're going to wrap it up like a body that Richard Kuklinski
put in a freezer.
Sorry.
Too soon.
Yeah.
Just kidding. So Richard was sent to the Trenton State Prison where, fun fact, his brother, Joseph, was also serving a life sentence for rape and murder.
Of a child.
Of an underage girl.
Yeah, a child.
And her dog. He didn't rape the dog, but he killed the dog. So apparently he stole this girl's dog. Do you know the story?
I know the gist of it. I just know that he raped and killed a child. And
asshole.
That's pretty much all I needed to know. Like,
well, I'm going to tell you a little bit more in depth. He stole the girl's dog. And then when she realized it was missing, he was like, oh my God, I found your dog. Come with me to come get it. Kidnapped her. SA'd her. I know you hate that. Raped her, if you will. Killed her. Killed the dog. And then threw them off of a roof of a building.
Yeah. I do remember the throwing of her body off of a roof. I did not realize that there was also a dog involved.
He's a real piece of shit.
That makes it even worse. I do know that they're in the same prison. Well, were in the same prison, but they didn't have much of a relationship at that time, right?
Richard hated his brother as much as I hate his brother.
Yeah. Well, Richard was against killing women and children. And, you know, especially when you throw in sexual assault, rape of a child, you're not really going to make friends in prison with that kind of a sentence. There is a little bit of a prison code.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Joseph died in 2003.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that.
Okay.
But the guy, the regular at the bar that I was talking about that initially told me about this story when we were talking more in depth, like once I started going into it more, like we were having full-blown conversations, actually, he was like, let me come on that episode. I'll just do the whole episode. I was like, well, I'll try to do it. But he actually said that the only reason Joseph remained alive in that jail was because Richard was in there.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't like his brother, but he was against anybody killing him.
That makes sense.
I was like, damn, I didn't read that anywhere, so I'll take your word for it, but, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard that either, but it does make sense.
Yeah,
I mean,
and that's just hearsay at a bar. So I have no source except for hearsay at a bar, but As you guys have already heard us say, Richard did do several interviews from prison, of which several documentaries have been made. And in 2006, Richard was scheduled to testify against Sammy Gravano. I think I said that right.
Sammy the Bull, right?
Sammy the Bull. Where Richard said in the 1980s he was hired by Sammy to kill a cop.
Ah, yes. Yes.
Right?
He killed him in a car, right?
So charges against Sammy were dropped when Richard passed away on March 5th, 2006, at the age of 70 of unknown causes. I heard it was a heart attack. But according to Richard, I don't know, some heart attacks come in needles.
That's true. But he also was in his 70s. How old? 70?
Yeah, he was 70 when he passed. Yeah.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean...
Sammy the Bull was a rat, too. That's very important to note.
But that was some stuff, though.
Yeah.
Like, he was going to testify against him, and then he dies of unknown causes. Possibly a heart attack.
You never know.
Never know.
You never know.
That's all I got. I mean, I hope you guys liked this episode. If you want more with the mafia stuff, let us know.
Oh, I will gladly give you some mafia shit.
That's Christina's shit. She loves it.
I really do.
I hope I did okay on this one.
You
I
did.
hope I did it justice.
Yeah.
I didn't give as many stories as the documentaries will give y'all when you watch them. But I
That's
gave you
okay.
a little taster.
It was good.
Thanks. I tried.
Yeah.
E for effort.
I like doing well, I'm interested in mafia stuff, but the reason that I haven't done an episode yet is because you know me, I dive deep when I do these, and it just goes on and on and on and on and on, and there's rabbit hole after rabbit hole, and they're all so intertwined and connected, and it's like there's so many players, there's so many things going on, and it's a lot. The mafia stuff is in depth.
I could have done I could do spinoffs on this episode.
You could.
Just on Georgie Boy.
Oh, yeah.
On DeMeo.
Mr. Softy.
Mr. Softy. I mean, probably even Dominic Polifrani. Frani.
Yeah.
Even though he's a cop, I've heard great things about him. But who knows what else he got into.
I'm sure a lot.
You know what, and I don't know. I went down a couple of rabbit holes, but...
Yeah, it's easy to do with mafia stuff. That stuff is so fascinating. I love all of it. It's... Because I just can't believe that shit actually happened.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
And there's so many different factions of, you have the Vegas mob, you have Chicago, you have Jersey, you have New York. There's just so much.
I feel like, is there a difference between the mob and the mafia or just the name?
I think it's just how I think they're interchangeable.
Via the Google, the mafia refers specifically to Italian-American organized crime, like Cosa Nostra, while mob is broader, more general term for organized crime groups, including the mafia, but also others like the Irish mob or the Russian mob. Think of it as mafia is a specific type of mob, but not all mobs are the mafia.
Okay.
So, all scotch is whiskey, but not all whiskey is scotch.
That's a great analogy.
If you're a drinker.
Yeah.
Boom. That's all I got.
Yeah,
I hope you liked it. I tried.
I love mafia.
Murder.
Mafia/mob stuff.
Lighthearted murder, if you will.
Lighthearted murder.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a couple of fun episodes. I'm going to do a paranormal one, I think.
Okay.
Paranormal or scary story, something like that. Maybe I'll get into, the SWs. I don't want to do that. Never mind.
The SWs?
I don't want to say it.
What?
The SKIN.
You can do an episode on skinwalkers.
I don't want to. Don't say it. That attracts them.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, it was good.
You're over there yawning. I'm over here too hyped up on my soda. So we will see you next Tuesday.
Yes, but don't be one, okay?
Or do. We don't care.
No, don't.
Be the problem.
Because I'll come for you.
Be
like
the whole...
Iceman.
No, she won't. Yes, she will. I just got the death eye. Goodbye.
Bye.